Hey guys, in this episode I'm going to be reviving this go-kart. Many of you may remember this go-kart because right when I started doing YouTube, I had just put this go-kart together. Unfortunately I didn't document it, but I put that kart together. It used to have the 420 on it, but I figured it'd be more fitting on the two-seater Manco Intruder 2. So this engine's going to go on it. I kind of want to keep the vibe on this thing of just a fun little toy that you play around in your yard with. When I first got it, I kind of wanted to do the whole racing, kind of deal with big engine and all that stuff. But I think that little Honda is going to do good on this thing, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So thanks for watching, guys, and this kart's going to probably be pretty fun when we're all done with it. Now it's time to put this thing back together, finally. Got a bunch of stuff on the seat. This is for a 420 Predator. So here we go. We're going to go ahead and... my plan is... Let me tell you my plan. My plan is that I'm going to get the sprocket and, I guess those, wheel adapters or whatever. These things right here. And get those back on the kart and pretty much make it a roller. Make sure I have everything for that before I go ahead and cut this plate off that had the 420 on it. So yeah, here we go. On the left hand side of this go-kart, the sprocket goes on and it just slides right on that axle right there. And attached to the sprocket is the wheel adapter. My 3 lug wheels bolt up to that, and you'll see how those bolt up here in a second. But before the wheel and tire can go on, I need to bolt this assembly up, and there's a threaded hole in the axle, so I just got to tighten that Allen head bolt, and we are in business. And once I tighten that up, I'm ready to move on. Now that wheel and tire just bolts right up to that adapter. And once all those Allen heads are lined up, I went ahead and I just used my screw gun to tighten down the wheel and tire to that flange or that adapter that we just bolted up to the axle. And this is the opposite side of the go-kart. I'm mounting the brake rotor to the wheel adapter so I can mount the wheel and tire to the other side of the go-kart. Well, that wheel went on. Just 1, 2, 3 Allen bolts on here. And sprockets bolted up behind it. Same thing with the other side, except the brake rotor's there for the disc brakes. I had to make a trip to the hardware store just for some nuts and bolts. Got all these with new lock washers, and basically what's going to happen is this just slides on like this. And there's the brake rotor that goes on there. And the wheels, you can see that they're like this little 3-lug kind of deal. And then Allen bolts go through there. I don't know if you can see the holes, but there's 3 holes in this flange right here. And the wheels bolt up to it. So we're going to go ahead and get the wheel and tire on. And this thing's going to be able to sit on its own weight for the first time in a while. This still needs to get cut off. So I'm going to go ahead and get that wheel on, and or wheel and tire. And I'm going to go ahead and start cutting the 420 plate off of there. now that that plate is off of there, I can clean up what's left of the welds on that factory axle tube. Well, now that that 420 engine plate is cut off of there, I can now put the engine on, and should work out great. Now, this is kind of skipped ahead a little bit, and I'll tell you why. A couple weeks ago, I put the Honda engine on there, and I did film it, putting the Honda engine on there. Here's a little sneak peek. That's what it looks like with the Honda engine on there. And that thing is a piece of crap. I'm actually going to make a whole separate video just on that engine because I have so much time into trying to make that engine work properly, and I can't at this point. And now the reason why I'm not digging into this engine in this episode is because I want to just get this go-kart going in this one. Maybe when the weather cools down, starts raining again, then I can start digging into engines and doing that sort of thing. But I just want that Honda off of there, and I want to get something on there that would be easy and would be able to get me on this go-kart and make the thing riding again. So, Predator 212 it is. I got this at Harbor Freight, $100, and I also returned something, so it was a little cheaper than $100. 212 Predator in place of the Honda, and it should work out great. So let's unbox this Predator, and we'll see what's in there, and then we'll get the Predator on the go-kart. Now it's time to open this baby up. Alright. Instructions. Junk. Alright. There it is. Go ahead and get it out of this wrapper here. That was all that was in the box. Nice little 212. Should go good on that go-kart. I guess I'll use that. Now it's time to get that clutch on. I got this clutch from GoPowersports.com. After we tighten this baby down, this engine's ready to go back on the go-kart. Went ahead and got that engine dropped on there. Looks real nice. Looks exactly like the Honda except black. So now I'm just going to go ahead and tighten that tensioner, push that engine back, get the bolts on, and I will show you how the throttle is going to get set up. Here's how the throttle's set up. Return spring right here, drill a little hole back there. Cable coming in here just to that screw. Should work out fine. Now I think it's time to put the airbox back on and put some oil and gas in it and fire this thing up for the first time. Let's fire this thing up. Got gas and oil in it. Let's see how it does. After many cranks, I finally get this engine to start. Doesn't sound very fast with that governor on it, but we'll see how it works. Well, now that the engine's on and it's running, I want to take it for a drive. It doesn't have brakes hooked up yet, but we'll give it a shot and see how it works. At this point, I realized that I was not getting full throttle because my throttle cable was not adjusted properly. You'll see in future videos that this thing, when it gets full throttle, it's actually pretty quick. Well, it works good. The throttle needs to be adjusted though. I'm not getting full throttle. I can't wait to fine tune it and ride it more because it's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for watching, guys, and please remember to like and subscribe.